She tells me an apology would end the argument, then tells me it's not enough. I'm spinning in circles trying to fix something I don't understand anymore. I'm 23 years old, and I've been in a relationship with my girlfriend, who's 21, for the last 3 years. And I mean it when I say, the first year and a half was genuinely the happiest time of my life. It felt like I had found the person I was supposed to be with. We just fit together. From the very first conversation, we had this amazing connection. Everything was easy, natural. We didn't have to try too hard to make each other happy, we just were. We had this joy between us that was infectious.
People around us saw it.
Friends, family, even complete strangers would smile when they saw us together or tell us how lucky we were. And we knew it too. That wasn't something we took for granted. We laughed a lot, traveled a little, stayed up late talking about everything and nothing. We were young, but it felt real and lasting. Within 6 months, people were talking about marriage, and not in a joking way. Even though she was only 18 or 19 at the time, both our families were convinced we were going to end up married. Honestly, so was I. We barely argued. I mean, of course we had the occasional disagreement like any couple, but it never got ugly. We respected each other deeply. We cared. There was no toxicity, no manipulation, no raised voices. And if anything ever did come up, we talked through it calmly and with love. That kind of peace in a relationship, it's rare. And I cherished it. But then, somewhere along the way, everything started to change. It's hard to even pinpoint when exactly, but it's been about a year now. I'm in college, about to graduate. I study a few hours away from where she lives, so we're not quite long distance, but we don't live in the same city. It's about a 3-hour drive. Even with that, we've always made an effort. We see each other almost every weekend, usually from Thursday to Sunday, and sometimes she stays longer depending on her work schedule. But over the last year, the vibe between us has shifted completely. We went from barely arguing to fighting almost every single time we see each other. And the worst part? The arguments are never about anything meaningful. They're not about cheating, trust, major life goals, or big betrayals. They're about the smallest, most ridiculous things. A tone I used, the way I phrased something in a text, a meme I posted, how fast I responded. Stuff that honestly shouldn't even make it to a conversation, let alone a fight. But somehow, it all spirals out of control. Every little spark becomes a fire. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells half the time, unsure of what'll set her off next. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. Her friends have come to me and said, "I'm sorry she picked that fight with you. That was kind of crazy." Even her family, her own mother, has pulled me aside a couple of times and said, "She can be a bit much sometimes. I know you're trying your best." I'm not a confrontational person. Never have been. I don't like arguments. I don't like raising my voice. I don't like drama. I always try to keep the peace, stay calm, listen, apologize even when I don't think I'm fully in the wrong, just to keep us from spiraling. I try to hold on to the version of us that used to be so effortless. I miss that so badly it actually hurts. But it's like I don't recognize her anymore. And sometimes I don't recognize us. That happy, glowing couple that people used to envy? That feels like a lifetime ago. Now we're both tired. Exhausted, really. We keep saying we'll do better, that we'll talk more openly, be more patient, communicate better. But it always circles back to the same place. I still love her. I do. I see glimpses of that girl I fell for, especially in the quiet moments, when we're not fighting, when we're lying on the couch watching movies, or when she's laughing at something silly. But those moments are fewer now, more spaced out, and I worry that we're losing something really beautiful. I know relationships change. People grow. Life happens. But is this normal? Is it just a rough patch we're supposed to work through? Or are we trying to hold on to something that's already slipping through our fingers? I don't know the answer yet. All I know is that I miss the version of us that didn't need to try so hard just to be okay. We argued 3 times just this past weekend. 2 of those turned into full-on blowout fights. And like always, they were over the smallest things, stuff most people in healthy relationships wouldn't even blink twice at. It's gotten to a point where I almost feel like I have to mentally prepare myself before every weekend because I know the chances are high we're going to end up in a fight over something. These arguments almost always start the same way. She brings something up that she thinks I did wrong. Something I said, something I didn't say, a tone I used, a look I gave, a decision I made without her, or even with her but not the way she wanted. She'll tell me I was disrespectful or inconsiderate, that I didn't think about her feelings, that I made her feel a certain way. And here's the thing, most of the time, I genuinely don't think I did anything wrong. At least not in the way she's interpreting it. But I'm not some arrogant guy who refuses to take accountability. I always try to stay calm. I sit there and apologize. I acknowledge her feelings. I tell her I didn't mean to upset her, that I hear her, that I'm sorry for making her feel that way, even if it wasn't intentional. But apparently, that's not enough. She'll say, an apology isn't enough, or just saying you understand doesn't fix what you did. And 5 minutes later, in the same argument, she'll say, all I wanted was for you to apologize and acknowledge my feelings. So I do it again, and again. But we end up in this endless loop where nothing I say is good enough. It doesn't diffuse the situation. It just feeds it. She circles back, repeats her point with more emotion, raises her voice, starts crying, and before I know it, we're right back at square one. And that's the part that drives me mad. Because how are we supposed to get past anything if she refuses to accept my attempts at resolution? She tells me what she wants, I give her that and more, and then she moves the goalpost. That's what sets me off. That's what leads to me finally raising my voice. And once I do, everything explodes. These arguments last hours. Sometimes just over an hour. Sometimes up to 4. And the emotional toll is exhausting. It eats up the entire day or night and leaves us both drained. I feel like I'm constantly stuck in a pattern of trying to avoid saying the wrong thing or trying to figure out how to calm her down when the inevitable fight starts. And these aren't isolated incidents. This is every weekend now. Over the dumbest, most trivial stuff. So much so that my friends don't even want to hang out with us anymore. They've told me straight up, you guys ruin the vibe every time. We can't even enjoy a night out without something going down between you two. And I can't even argue with them because they're not wrong. It's affected me too. I'm not happy anymore. I'm not even myself when I'm with her. I'm walking on eggshells all the time, second-guessing everything I say or do. And I hate that about our relationship now. I hate that I feel relieved when she leaves. I hate that I feel peace when she's out with her friends, and I don't have to deal with the anxiety that comes with being around her. I hate that I've started to associate her with stress instead of love. But at the same time, I still think about who she used to be, about who we used to be, and I get stuck. Because it wasn't always like this. There was a time when she made me laugh so hard my stomach hurt. When she would surprise me with little things just to make me smile. When we would stay up late just talking about our future, dreaming together. I miss that version of her. Of us. And that's why I haven't left. That's why I keep trying. Because I still hold out hope that maybe we can get back to that place. Maybe all couples go through tough phases. Maybe this is just ours. But what if this is who we are now? People keep telling me to sit down and talk to her. Believe me, I've done that. More times than I can count. I've poured my heart out to her, calmly explained how all of this is affecting me, how much I love her, how much I miss how we used to be. And still, nothing changes. Every time we fight, it's like all those conversations never even happened. So now, I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to walk away and find peace again. Just breathe without feeling like I'm being smothered. But another part of me still clings to the past, to the memories, to the hope that maybe, just maybe, she'll come back to me, that we'll come back to each other. But how long do you wait for that version of someone to return? How long can you hold on to something that's clearly slipping through your hands? I don't have the answer right now. All I know is I'm tired.